Thank you for joining me. In this video, I'll be demonstrating the main shading techniques, including scrumbling, whip shading, and pendulum shading. I have a 4-cap ink setup for my gray wash, with the first cap being full black, the second cap at 80% black, the third at 50%, and the last at 20%. I've also set aside a wash cup to clean my needle when switching between shades. To start, I tackle the outline using a 7-round liner at 8.5 volts. Keep in mind, when working on fake skin, you need to apply a bit more pressure to penetrate the surface. But on real skin, I typically line at around 7 to 7.5 volts. I begin working from the bottom left to the upper right to preserve my stencil and avoid smudging it.
Artlist.io.
Pretty little comeback kids are waking up from where they've been in the dark. I don't wanna stay inside, I'm gonna keep on dancing even after
Music
I'm
licensing
gone.
reimagined.
I just wanna shake it out, turn my weekend upside down all the way. Ooh, I like it the way I move. I like it the way I move. I like it the way I move. I like it the way I do. I like it the way I move. I like it the way I move. I like it the way I move. I like it the way I move.
Artlist.io.
I like it the way I do. I like it the way I move. 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 I like it the way I do. I like it the way I move. I like it the way I move. I like it the way
Music
I move.
licensing reimagined.
The way I move. I like it the way I move. I like it the way I do. I like it the way I move.
Now I am changing out my needle for a 3RL to get the outline of the smaller details like the tiny people in ladder.
Yeah. Yeah. Felt like nobody understood me. Yeah. Product of the city, kept it solid like it should be. Yeah. Chances I ain't never take, we never saw what it could be. No way, no way. So many people call me fake, cause I took a step out. Hood baby took it farther than the south. I'm like, tell me where to go. Even in my high side, looking for answers, let me know. Pain in my eyes, vision blurry. Peace in my mind, don't worry. In need of direction. Tired of chasing perfection. Took a lot of L's on the road to redemption. Ain't no exception. I need some clarity. Not begging for prosperity. I need some clarity.
Artlist.io.
Open my eyes, Lord. Open my eyes, Lord. I'm sick and tired of being tired. Tired of being sick. In my head 24/7, how I'm supposed to pay the rent. Mr. Practice, I don't play. Friday nights we on the bench. Tryna come up with a play. If it don't work, then hit it lick. 12 knocking at my door. Praying they ain't tell. I'm studying her word prayer. Should've got expelled, but the school saw my potential. Smart kid trying to rebel. Yeah. Even in them darkest times, I be feeling bold. Secrets deep inside, looking for answers. Let me know. Pain in my eyes, vision blurry. Peace in my mind, don't worry. You need a direction. Tired of chasing perfection. Took a lot of L's on the road to redemption. Ain't no half stepping. I need some clarity. Not begging for prosperity. I need some clarity.
areas in a tattoo, start by using a Magnum shader to cover as close to the outline as possible, focusing on the larger sections. Once those areas are filled, switch to a round shader or liner to handle smaller details in tight spaces that the Magnum can't reach. This approach allows for efficient coverage and precision, ensuring smooth transitions between large fills and finer details. With the solid 100% black laid down, clean out your needle thoroughly and switch to your next darkest shade, an 80% black. Use this shade to add depth by building up the core shadows in this design. For the core shadow, I'm using the push whip technique, flicking the needle outward to create a smooth transition that fades into the mid-tone shade.
Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water.
I'm now using the scrumbling technique, which involves looser circular motions to build up the core shadow gradually. This approach allows for more control over the shading, helping to create a smoother and more realistic transition. Taking your time with each layer is crucial here. I always remind myself that I can make an area darker later, but I can't lighten a spot once it's too dark. Patience and careful layering ensure the best results.
Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind. Take me to the water. Strombers in my mind.
For the transition from the core shadow to the midtone, I'm using the pendulum shading technique. As I work from left to right, I swing the machine outward on both ends, creating a smooth, even gradient. This technique allows for a seamless blend between the core shadow and the midtone, giving the shading a natural, soft transition.
Strong buzz in my mind, troubles in my mind. Take me to the water. Strong buzz in my mind. Take me to the water. Strong buzz in my mind, troubles in my mind. Take me to the water. Strong buzz in my mind.
I decided to deepen the core shadow, so I'm going over it again, this time carefully following the natural curve of the fingers. By moving with the shape, I ensure that the shading aligns with the contours, enhancing the dimensionality and realism of the piece. Here, I'm adding the cast shadow of the hand, beginning with the scrumbling technique to lay down the solid black at the start. I then whip it out toward the end of the shadow to create a smooth fade. Using only solid black for this part helps to achieve a strong contrast, making the cast shadow stand out and adding depth to the overall composition. Now, I'm switching to a 3-round liner to work on the finer details of the design. I've lowered my machine to 5.7 volts to create a stippling effect. For human skin, you'd typically want to use a slightly lower voltage, around 4 to 5 volts, to achieve that same stippling effect without overworking the area. This technique allows for precise detailing while maintaining a softer texture. For the final step, I'm opening a new liner to add white highlights, placing them strategically in areas I want to pop. While the highlights didn't stand out as much as expected on the fake skin, I used a 5-round liner at a lining voltage of 6 to 7 volts. On human skin, these highlights would typically have more impact, adding contrast and depth to make the design more vibrant. Let me know if you found this video helpful, and please feel free to ask any questions or share what you'd like to see in the next video. Give my Instagram and TikTok a follow at inkbaby8888, and thank you for watching.